Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? This is BC. Welcome back to another episode of Supreme Being the podcast. Buckle up, it's going to be a good one. Team BC, shout out to Team BC. If you haven't heard, we unleashed and finally unveiled our investment division. We're starting with wholesale first, and we will be diversifying after that. If you're interested, follow me on Instagram at Brian Casella, my name all together. In the Linktree link that I have in my bio, you can fill out an application there. We will be rolling things out very soon. It is the 27th of December. I think within a week or two, we'll have everything up and fully functioning. So submit your app and we'll talk. Regular traditional agents, join teambc.com. Shoot us a message if you're interested per your region. Lastly, Modern Success, right? Modern Success, my coaching program, recommend all of you get on it. It's the best gift you can give yourself before the new year. Highly urge everybody. And lastly, the Ultimate Sales Technician. Today's the 27th of December. I will be holding this sales and communication focused event, the Ultimate Sales Technician, here in Miami. I also will be streaming it on Zoom, and every single person who purchases a ticket will receive a full recording. You can sign up at briancasella.com, or you can message me if you want a little bit more information. I will be selling tickets until the morning of, so recommend that you go to the event. All right, let's get started. Today, I want to talk about something that's very important, okay? Even though I don't like this word, I'm going to bring it up. See failure as a beginning, not an end. See failure as a beginning, not an end. You guys know how I feel about that, right? Failure, I don't think is a word that people should use because it presupposes that somebody has given up, and it is an established state, meaning somebody said, fuck it, I'm not going to continue. I give up, I give in, which I never recommend you do, right? So we're not going to look at it per se from that context. We're going to look at it from a different context, right? So instead of seeing failure as a beginning, not an end, say, see challenges or setbacks or obstacles, because that's really what we're talking about here. We're not talking about failure in itself, because again, failure assumes that you're not going to continue. So it would be an end and there would be no beginning after, and all the advice would stop, okay? Let me give you guys an example. You know, I was an athlete before, right? How many stories have you heard of people who pursue their athletic career and then they're a has-been? They're the person who was amazing at their sport, right? And then they always hold on to that for 10, 20, 30 years. They could be in the 40s, 50s, and 60s saying, oh man, you know, when I was 20, I was living the dream and doing it, but then I got injured and it was all taken away from me. And although those are sad stories, right? Because I'm literally a living example of that. I never let that stop me. I always looked at those people and kind of scratched my head and said, I understand that was your dream and that's all you did. But I mean, that happened 20, 30, 40 years ago. How come you never did anything else? I wouldn't want to be that age or even 5 years after that, talking about 5 years ago, right? I kind of tease those people because, and we all do to a certain respect, right? Because they're stuck in the past and we know how detrimental that is to your psyche and you as a person. So I got my cats all over the place today. They're really needy today, right? They want a lot of attention. So we know how detrimental that is. And I didn't want to be that. But we have a bunch of examples of people who do that. Now, that's a choice. We can say we were dealt the wrong cards. You know? That we put all our eggs in that one basket and it didn't work out. So life wasn't meant to go your way. How do you know? Regardless of what your theory is about life, that, you know, our destiny is already chosen or you create your own destiny, either one. Either way of thinking, if you're going to grab one of those, you have to understand that what happened was supposed to happen. Okay? If we're going to really grab onto those two theories, I would say the majority of the population falls under one of those. If you ask them that question, 99.9% of people would probably answer one of the two. Then you would get the extremely spiritual people say, well, you know, there is no choice and that's not what it is. And, you know, and I understand that, right? I also understand that different perspective, but most people are going to answer one of those two. Either, you know, history and destiny is already written and we can't change it. What's going to happen and what's going to happen. And the other person will say, no, you create your destiny. You're in full control. I'm more on the side of the second because I do believe that we are creators of our reality, right? Even though there are elements that are out of our control, I still feel there's so much that we can control that we ultimately influence that, right? But again, not here to say whether one is right or one is wrong, but follow me down this journey, okay? if we believe either one, you have to assume that what happened was supposed to happen. You're the creator of your reality. So you created you not being able to continue in the sport, or the first one, which is it wasn't meant to be. I was dealt other cards. I was destined for something else. Apparently, in the scriptures and in the tablet of humanity that was etched in stone, it wasn't meant for XYZ person or me, BC, to play basketball, do this or do that. Something else. I was chosen for something else. So again, whatever school of thought, we arrive at the same conclusion. With that said, I'm pretty sure what was written in the first example or in the second one, where you now are at the reins, right? Like you're riding a horse and in control of your destiny. And where does that mean that you're just going to sit around and be this sob story and playing the victim and all that? I don't think anybody chose that role or would want that role willingly. Right? So let's take a look at this thing and say, all right, it is what it is. What happened, happened. Lo que pasó, pasó. Right? For those of you who speak Spanish. Daddy Yankee song, right? Lo que pasó, pasó. Anyways, that's that. Now, you can either let that destroy you like some people, or you can move forward, get up off the ground, take a look at however many years you put into that thing, whatever it is, if this case athletics, and say, what have I earned in that time? Who have I become? What skills have I forged? What character traits have I created and strengthened within me? If you start asking the right questions and looking in the right places, you will find a lot. That's what I did. That's what I did. So in essence, I did see it as a beginning. I said, that's the end of one chapter. Let's start the other one. So now I am the creator of my story. Let's push this thing. Where is it going to go? Okay, it wasn't destined for me to do that. Whatever injuries, let's go. I'm not going to be the sad sob story, the has been, or what if. I don't want to be the what if. I want to be the incredible story of was high level at this, ended up changing and doing something else because of circumstances, and now he's high level at this. That's who I wanted to be. In my mind, I knew I would be at the world level. I don't think I'm there yet, but I knew that a lot of people would know my name and my legacy would live on. So instead of doing that through athletics now, I'm doing it through business, and I'm doing it through social media and online. Not where I want to be yet, not even close, but we're building towards that. We're getting better and growing on a daily basis, and I'm on a completely different path. So I did see it as a chapter closed and a new one open. Now possibilities are endless now. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I can literally do whatever I want and take it wherever I want. And that's beautiful, man. Man, what a great benefit of being a human being that you can do that. You can reinvent yourself. You can change things about yourself that you don't like. I mean, that's pretty cool. Animals can't do that, but we can. Even though we're part animal, we're also part higher intelligence and consciousness and intellect and logic and reason and critical thinking and all those things. Language, diverse, rich language, multiple languages, right? Pretty fucking awesome and unique, if you ask me. So we have the capacity to do that. So again, I'm going to reference back. With all that said, and us knowing that and being aware of it, why the hell would we be a SOB, sob, sad, has been, what if story? Doesn't make any sense. I want to reference that again. Okay. But moving forward, it allows you to be like an artist with a blank canvas and say, I was making another masterpiece. Maybe I made a mistake, or hey, it didn't come out like I wanted it to. Let's turn the page. Let's create a new one. And we can do that. And it's so cool. So that's what I did. Now, when they say don't see it as an end, see it as a beginning, I, from that moment forward, said there was a lot of things that I built. There's also some things that I want to work on. There's also some things that as I look on the horizon, I know that if I improve these things and make these things better, it will help my life tenfold. I knew even in basketball, if I was a better communicator and had more confidence, I had tremendous confidence on the court, but off the court, I didn't. Wasn't a great communicator. On the court, yes. I was always a captain or one of the captains, but off the court, I wasn't. So I knew communication, confidence, mindset, self-esteem. These are the things that I need to work on. And I saw this new chapter as an opportunity to work on those things. And I got to work. I didn't spend time in that gray area, that interim where people spend being depressed and feeling bad for themselves. No doubt everybody goes through that. I went through probably, after playing basketball, close to a year of feeling sorry for myself and the depression and all that crap, right? I didn't stretch it out. Some people do. But I got to the point where I said, fuck this, man. This is not a way to live. I'm 25 years old. This is ridiculous. Just so you guys know, I'm 35 now. You follow me. 25. That was 10 years ago. So I've been on this journey for 10 years, pretty much from 26 on, reading, improving myself, right? And applying some of these principles. Many of you were listening to this at a younger age. I didn't have my shit together then. And I barely started figuring it out and putting things in place probably closer to 30. First couple of years were a mess. Even though I was working and producing results internally, I was still flawed and nowhere near where I'm at today. And you need to know that, right? So we're continuing along. We're on this journey now, this incredible journey. And I said, great opportunity to work on these things. I can reinvent myself. Everybody knows me as an athlete. Probably think I'm a meathead. Now I'm showing up in a suit. I have presence. I'm a sharp communicator. I'm a real estate guy. I'm a business guy. Complete 180 from before. Showing up in sandals, Jordan shorts, jersey, spinning a basketball on my finger, athletic, right? Good body, ripped, can run, can jump. But now, instead of being on the hardwood, I'm in the office. I'm in a suit. I'm knocking on doors. I'm meeting with clients. Complete 180, complete difference. So not only is there an adjustment period from the outside from people, there's also the internal adjustment period, because this is the first time you have the experience with breaking free from these perpetual identities that we mold ourselves to. And if you have the blessing to go through what I went through, I see it as a blessing, what I went through in my basketball career. I choose to see it that way. You'll have your first stab at this, of changing that identity, or at the very least, being able to say, I was able to step out of one and now create another, therefore nullifying the fact that you have to be a certain way or be stuck with a particular identity. You can change your identity. And I don't mean the identity like all that woke bullshit. I mean your internal reference with yourself. Before it was, you're an athlete, you're a basketball player, and that's it. And anything outside of that, no, can't be that. Wait, you're this. What do you mean? Fuck that societal pressure and that internal pressure that you give yourself. You can wear whatever hat you want. You can restructure yourself, remold yourself, rebuild yourself. Go to this party, hang out with these people, you put this hat on. You go to another one with different group of people, different set of circumstances, you put this hat on. Not a problem. And I don't mean an actual hat. I mean how you carry yourself and all those other things. We're not stuck to one, is what I'm getting at. And this gave me that first kind of, we can say, shock and opportunity to be able to see this, which for a lot of people that never happens, especially in their 20s. You know, it doesn't happen. And oh man, that was such a good thing, because that's one of the most detrimental things to people internally and mentally and emotionally, is being stuck in this identity and feeling like they have to play that role and be that person all the time. I mean, that situation, that line of thinking, think about it. That's what causes a person to come to my page. And when I shoot a podcast, as an example like this, in my house with the wife beater on, they'll say, man, you got to up your professional image, bro. Some constructive criticism. Dress up. I have to play that suit, prototypical, stereotypical realtor. Everything I show has to be in the fucking suit. Notice how they didn't leave that comment on every other fucking video where I have a full suit on or a dress shirt. They came to this specific one. But it's that same line of thinking that causes somebody to do that, except now that's external force. Internal force is what causes your own suffering. External force causes suffering, but now it's the outside pressure for you to conform to this perceived identity and all the stipulations that come with that identity. It's stupid. You have to be able to see it for what it is. Is there a time to play that identity? Of course. When I meet with a client, I'm not going to show up in sandals and fucking a wife beater. I'm always in a dress shirt and dress nice, jacket, full suit, whatever, right? I know how to play the game. I'm aware of it, but I also don't succumb to these pressures that other people do. I'm wise enough and smart enough and mature enough to see the difference. But I see all these things as an opportunity to grow, as a beginning, as a way to reshape myself, remold myself, build myself, make myself stronger, progress, evolve, and all the beautiful things that lead to the fulfillment and happiness of a human being. And when you handle yourself at that core level, everything blossoms on the surface, man. More money, more success in your business, better relationships, all the other stuff, more self-esteem, all the stuff that you're looking for. This is why I like attacking these subjects, even that may be traditional and cliche in regards to the title, but the discussion is a little bit more in depth. Because I know a lot of these things, though they may be surface level phrases and topics, drill all the way down to the core. If you can see it and you can grasp it and you can apply it. So every single thing, I challenge myself from that day forward when I decided to stop playing basketball. What is the advantage to this? What's the positive? I went to business, real estate, right? Very quickly. Most people, too young, I don't own a suit, not a business person, no connections, don't know sales, never had a real like corporate job. All the shortcomings, right? What did I do? I flipped that. What are my advantages? I already know what the negatives are. What are my advantages here? Youth actually equals energy. I have no bad habits. I have a blank slate. They don't have to take anything out of me. They can just build from a solid foundation that's clean, unperturbed. I'll hustle my competition. I can bring in and merge new school with the old school while I learn the old school. I have so many advantages here. It's crazy. I can go anywhere. I can do anything. All I looked at was advantages. You know why? Because I didn't see it as a dead end or the end. I saw this as an opportunity and a new beginning. And I cannot view the world and opportunities through the same set of eyes as everybody else. Because then I live the same average, miserable existence that everybody else lives. And I don't want that. That's why most people, whenever they hit a dead end or a wall or have to pivot in their life, most of them will never, ever recover or build from this new standpoint and this new position, when I could do it over and over and over without a problem, without skipping a beat. Because the mental technology has upgraded, the perspective has upgraded, the internal dialogue has upgraded. Everything has changed and shifted in a way that allows this process to become natural and happen organically. It's not forced. This is why I'm urging everybody to go through these internal changes and get on things like my coaching that focus on these things and teach you real actionable things to help you with this. I mean, I even look at the video I posted today, Your Limiting Beliefs, on YouTube for free, a 9-minute segment of a lecture. And some of the comments, I'm like, you know what? I'm starting to realize that some of my information, the way I break it down, as simple as it is, it just goes over people's heads. This deep internal change and viewpoints and perspectives and me breaking down these, what can seem complex to people, these internal thoughts and dialogues and emotions. I think maybe I break them down now in such a simple fashion that people just, they don't get it. They don't think that something, they don't either see it, they can't comprehend it. I don't know. I don't even get mad. I'm just realizing they're not getting it. They're not seeing it from my perspective. And that sucks because I wish I could help them, but they have to come closer and they have to learn more. They have other things to learn to build the foundation to then be able to take that knowledge and apply it at that level. But this is why the people around me that are close to me are just transforming at unheard of speeds and getting crazy results. We're tallying up some of the numbers from my real estate team for the last like 6 months or year in regards to sales. And most of the agents are first or second year in the business. And between, I think, like 20 agents, they've already, I mean, we're not done counting. I think we're at 50 or 60 million in production, which is insane. We don't have agents in most of our markets selling $1 million homes. They're selling $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 houses, a lot of them. That's some crazy production for brand new people. That's not counting me. Pretty crazy. But it's not so much the technical aspect of it. It's these people have made leaps and bounds of internal change and progress and growth that has then spilled over to the outside to give them that abundance of results. and be able to take the action and be consistent in all the other stuff that people want. But that's the key. And any shortcoming they had or failure, I made sure they didn't see it as an end, and they implemented it and acted on it as it was a beginning. Okay. So that's it for this one, guys. Appreciate you watching. Shout out to Team BC. Remember, if you're interested in the wholesale side, go to the app on my bio on Instagram. If you're a traditional agent, go to jointeambc.com. Shout out to Modern Success, my coaching program. Of course, urge you guys to get on. And lastly, the Ultimate Sales Technician. My coaching, the Ultimate Sales Technician, any event or any product that I offer is on briancasella.com. You can check it out there. The event is 30th and 31st. My coaching is open for people to join all the time. All right, that's it for this one, guys. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace.